That theme was a surprising amount closer than I thought it was. Hang on. I'm having some issues with my audio here. Mostly that my cable keeps getting tangled up and everything. So just give me a second. While I sort that out. What is up, dudes? How are y'all doing? Welcome back to Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Hopefully everybody is doing well. My mic sounds weird as heck. Hang on. I think, yeah, that's better. It's like set up too with like a very specific range. So if I go underneath that, it loses part of the compression. It sounds really flat. I don't like it. But hopefully everybody had a good weekend. We're pretty close to the end of the game. I got a bit tilted last stream, I'll admit that. As we reached the final boss with like basically no resources, no health, no whatever. So I went back and got some resources and whatever to make the experience a little bit easier. So hopefully that will help at least mitigate some of the problems I've been having with this fight. Mainly the third phase of the Dread Pirate. Just really kicking my ass. Like, it's such a long fight as well. I think it's the longest in the Shantae series so far. Oh no, maybe the Dream Machine in Half Genie Hero. That might be up there. But either way, I'm loaded up on coffee and ready to go. So, yeah. Pretty excited, honestly. Because, like, alongside this, so I got 3 auto potions, which basically completely revive you, and my food supply is now pretty much full. So I don't really have to worry about too much. So today I wanted to finish the Pirate's Curse, obviously. And get started on Seven Sirens. I'm super stoked for Seven Sirens, honestly, because it has an opening animation, and I think most of the animated cutscenes in that game are done by Studio Trigger. And hey, Amora, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let's see, Right, I want to get some more auto potions. Hang on. You can sort of bypass these globs by charging straight through them. Okay, that works. I'm gonna have to remember that. I don't know if the other games have the risky weapons. So I've defeated Ovan in GU Volume 3, and we're now onto the new enemy, Cubicle. That the old Embark memories are kicking in. Yada has revealed who he is, and he's a very wise man. Yeah, the only thing I do kind of find a bit weird when it comes to GU's flow is, like, I understand that it's the new virus that is kind of based on remnants of the old as a sort of like the memories of old kind of idea, but it does kind of miss out a little bit on that context if you haven't played Embark. Like, outside of Yada's testimony, you will never hear anything about ooh, nice dodge. You will never hear anything about the virus. Wait, it's probably a good idea to actually save here. And it's interesting, I was contemplating the names of the games. So and Embark are all titled after what's happening in the world. Everything in the trilogy are all named after what's happening to Hasio. Just thought that was an interesting plot indicator. Yeah, I think it's to do with the fact that GU in general is more character-centric. Like, in essence, I've always kind of felt like Kite was more like a bystander to the things that happen around him, and he's just kind of trying to solve that, instead of it being a story about Kite and how he develops as an individual. If that makes any sense. I was hoping for a heart. Now, if I am not mistaken, I gotta get the half genie hero out of my hands. I've been playing the DLC modes for that game like pretty much all weekend. Oh, hell no that I'm gonna do this. Hang on. Yes? Yes! Kite's story is solving the world, and GU is about Hasio and his growth as an individual. I think that's why the have you gotten like the okay? So where are you at? Just so I don't spoil it on accident for you. Because there is a line that Hasio drops on Ovan. Is via the game, but I know from accidental Google. Yeah. So I'm still revealing a lot, but we've defeated Ovan. Have you had the... I think it's right after you beat Ovan. I'm trying to... They took her ass. No, they stole her ass, Adrian. The ass is missing. Whatever shall we do? So you got the 4th form, which means that you're in episode 4, right? Or in volume 4, rather. How's it going, Adrian? How's the boot up sequence going? So people were laughing last stream that I had to do all this all over again. Little did they know. I'm probably 50% through volume 3. Okay, I'll hold off on my comment on Hasio developing as a character until we beat that, because there was a part in that game that if I talk about it now, it will ruin the moment. Mechanical HD noises and modem beeps. Oh, we're dialing up, boys. So yeah, after last stream, I got kind of salty, and I decided to grind out some items and some money to purchase some things that might help me during the boss fight, because it is an exceptionally brutal fight. Like the first phase I got down, the second phase sort of. He'll drop like 3 balls in a row, like these giant cannonballs. And they'll start bouncing around, and I still haven't figured out the pattern because it happens too fast for my slow monkey brain to keep up. And also they stole her ass. They stole her ass, chat. That was let me find the screenshot. I was playing the Mighty Switch Horse mode. Let me add it. Give me a second. I'm good at streaming software, I swear. And look at that lack of ass. They stole it. The galaxy is out of balance. But man, I'm feeling those mechanical HUD noises. I woke up at like 5:30 this morning and it was like, ugh. You know that meme picture of the dude just kind of squinting after barely waking up hungover? That. All right. Watch me do this first try and immediately have to shift to 7 Sirens. I will say though, I do really like the difficulty increase. Because like I've played this, played through this boss fight a couple of times on stream last time, and then I went back to the Half Genie Hero DLCs, and those kind of limit what you can do in terms of Shantae's kit. So, for instance, the Mighty Switch Force one has one where you can't duck. For instance, you can't crouch, and you can only fire a gun and switch blocks between the foreground and the background. And that kind of fundamentally changes how you interact with the game. But because I'm so used to having so many safety nets, because Half Genie Hero is extremely generous once you start reaching that like 100% completion. Because you get like, you get the Magical Tiara, which doesn't deplete your magic, and all the items, instead of being on a timer, are based on your magic. So when you have that, you can just pop the invincibility spell and just walk through everything, like except pitfalls. Pitfalls still damage you, but you know. So it's kind of nice to see that the game or the series rather, is willing to bear its fangs a little bit. This falls much more into Castlevania territory. Fuck, what voice did we give him? Oh, David Lynch. You've arrived! The daughter of the genies. Maybe you noticed, I gave your palace a little makeover. Now that I'm back in physical form, I'm growing stronger by the second. He's a monster. Keep your distance. Silence, you! Why did you come, girl? Certainly not to save this traitor. Maybe you wish to fight and fill your mother's shoes. Let Risky Boots go free, or else... Har har har! Or else what? You're going to unleash your half-breed magic on me? Which one was your mother? That fire-spouting hothead? Or maybe the songbird? I don't know. I never knew her because of you. You want to take a swing at the captain, eh? Why not? I could use a little warm-up. Show us some of your magic tricks, genie. Okay, oh, wait, right. We gotta wait until text vanishes, and he's gonna teleport. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a boost here, because this adds plus 10 to your attack, which basically speedruns the first phase. And the bubble protects me from most projectiles. But now that I have, so basically, like, this is what the bubble does. Is that all you got? For a genie kid, you sure don't pack much of a punch, do you? In fact, you be nothing without my weapons. I think I'll just take him off your hands. Har har har. I think the thing that messed me up the last time was the pistol suddenly coming at me. Like that was kind of like the drop that spilled the bucket. I was already kind of like, man, I really want to beat this guy. And then he summons the pistols and they start twirling around. And in the first phase, they just twirl around and fire a bunch of bullets, no problem. But in the second run of that same phase, he basically just throws a bunch of guns at you. Just literally yeet. Hey, give those back. What do you say we get this show on the road? I'll show you my true power. I do really like this fight, though. Like, it reminds me a lot of fighting Dracula in Symphony of the Night. The Pirate Master, full-powered pirate king. This allows us 6 revives, by the way, and this is just backup. Oh, wait, I gotta go the other way. Uh-oh. Hey, Vince Lucy, how's it going? Reminds me more of Sigma and Mega Man X. Yeah, also a little bit, yeah. I'll give that. So in this phase, like, it's pretty easy to, like, dodge the bullets if you want to. But the bubble, once again, protects you from projectiles, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, an added benefit of having the twirly things around me is that I can jump this without worrying too much. I do wonder if there's like a maximum speed at which you can mash this boss away, though. Hey, Prez, how's it going? Yeah, so it's the other way. Yeah, okay. Now we're cooking. Uh-oh.
Monster Milk. Super Ball.
It's such a harumph face. Oh, I actually got hit by that. Man, it's been so long since I completed Mega Man X. I'm doing fine. I got tomorrow off, and yesterday beat a nice little game, and yep, overall nice. Hope everyone is doing fine as well. I'm doing pretty good. I had a very productive morning. I actually answered a bunch of emails for a change, which rarely happens. And I realized that I forgot the one thing that I made a note of as to not forget today. I do need to see if I can automate that because I'm forgetting it way too often. And boop. So, the new review on Euphoria, which we played about 2 weeks ago, went up on Tanuki Chicken Attack. And both the Puppeteer review and the Shantae review for Half Genie Hero are going up on in the next 2 weeks. So do look forward to that. So this week is going to be Puppeteer. Next week is going to be Shantae Half Genie Hero. Week after that, Pirate's Curse. Week after that, Seven Sirens, etc. Genie Girl. Yeek. I hear you got a whole lot of dark magic in that lamp of yours. Hand it over or I crush this has-been beneath my heel. What's it gonna be? The dark magic or her life?
Risky.
If I hand over the dark magic, you promise not to hurt her? I swear it on my own grave. He's a filthy liar. Don't give it to him. Here, take it. Just let Risky go. I knew you'd see things my way. I did go through the trouble to gather all the dark magic because the ending is based on whether or not you have all of those. So if you go here and don't have all the dark magic, this fight will be substantially more difficult and you get the bad ending because you couldn't defeat him. I think the game ends here. I'm not quite sure. Don't know if anybody else here in chat can verify that, but if you have all the dark magic, then the genie thing, the genie lamp converts it into light magic. What is this nonsense? Ah! Light magic. I've no use for this filth. Yeah, I figured as much. He does like a sort of magnum opus-y attack and like everybody is defeated. It is really cool though that you can get 2 endings in a game like this. You'd expect a fairly linear approach to like the story sequences, but instead like they introduce a bunch of branching paths depending on how willing you are to go out of your way to grab a few things. Risky was right. The dark magic was really my magic all along. Ha ha ha! You can't trust that coward. She just fled to save her own skin. Risky's no coward. She meant for me to use it somehow. I have the power. I do wonder though, because I don't think I need the as long as I don't have to do New Game Plus to get a good ending. Yeah, basically, it from what I understand is most Shantae games will just straight up tell you what you're missing if you get the bad ending. Like, hey, collect all of this to get the other ending. My magic. Impossible. It's back where it belongs. I knew Risky was telling the truth. Ah, curse that Risky Boots. I will wipe you and every last genie from existence. I am still gonna bubble though, and I'm gonna lunchbox here. Don't think this is doing anything. I know that Half Genie Hero does it. I keep running the wrong way. That's okay. I like that change. That is a good change to that. This one pissed me off. Because, like, after, like, 7 attempts or something like that, this happened. There's so much tracking on that. It's ridiculous. That's what I went out of my way to get. Because I knew this would happen. Oh, let's get the bubble back and let's get this turbo thing back. I am terrible at these kind of fights though. Like, I really crumple under pressure a lot when it comes to this. God, those track you for a long time, don't they? Oh, that is a very good Risky Boots portrait. I like it. I like my games turn-based. That's fair. Move it, you lovers. Get that cannon into position. Aye, aye. Get ready to fire, Captain. All for my order. Steady now. Ah. Oh, there's a delay on it. Okay. Okay, I know he goes over here, so I can... Yeah, there you go. Hey, Loin, how's it going, dude? Oh, oops. Ooh, they're out in full force. Ooh. Oh! Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Oh! Walked into that one, buddy. Uh, it is neat that you don't immediately like fire. You have to take the delay into account. You're finished, Pirate Master. You cannot destroy me. Yarg. Proceeds to explode. That is the last of him. There's just one thing left to do. Like what? The pirate weapons. It's time I took them back. Oh, right. Considering you're spamming to the bad ending, considering you're spamming 1,000 damage per hit and it still takes 2 cycles, it's effectively an auto loss at normal ranges. Yeah, that's true. Unless you're very dedicated and very good at the game. I am very dedicated, but not very good at the game. I'll be the first to admit that. And doing good? That's good to hear. Good to hear. There's nothing to fear. Oh. Be another page of my sketchbook filled. The curse has been broken. I'm in charge of my own destiny. I won't let the darkness rule over me any longer. So you're going to become a good guy? I didn't say that. Listen carefully, Runt. You walk the walk and you talk the talk. Hey, you even dressed the part. Yeah. But in the end, you're no seafaring cutthroat. Far from it. You can't pretend to be something you're not, and neither can I. So long. You know, after all that, she just walks away. Risky, don't go. It's going to be alright. She'll have to discover her own path. Oh, Uncle. Wrench said you were in danger. We came as quickly as we could. Is everything okay? Is Risky Boot still here? Please. She's gone. Soul crushing. I still haven't washed my head since the time she punched me. You've had a big day. Let's get you home. Thanks, everyone. But there's something I really need to do first. Thank goodness that awful storm has passed. The sky is beautiful and blue again. Hey, girlfriend. You and that pirate lady saved the day. I guess we did. But we still have some unfinished business with you, Ammo Baron. Let me guess. You want your job back. Ammo Town could really use a guardian genie like you. I can certainly vouch for her character, if it would make her happy. No thanks, I've got something else in mind. I'm only a half genie, and I've never granted someone's wish before, but I think I'm ready to give it a try. This one's for you, Mayor. No! I'm a bit concerned. that is a very good Ammo Baron. That is a very good Ammo Baron. I'm a bit concerned that she has wish-granting powers now. I'm kind of curious how that's going to play into Seven Sirens, but man. Weeks of hard labor, materials, my precious resources, all gone. The people of Scuttletown are through with you, Ammo Baron. Now take a hike, you scum-sucking scallywag, or I'll clean your grills from ear to ear. She's bewitching, and she's speaking blabbertongue. She bewitched, and speaking blabbertongue. Let's clear out of here, man. Move it. Rubber lamp, if you know what the fucking metal slug tanks are so good. I can't believe it. My beautiful town has been restored to needs work condition. You'll always have a place here as our guardian. Promise me you'll never ever leave. Aw, Mayor. As long as you don't have to pay any more rent. Hang on, I'm setting up the straw poll in advance. Gotta hand it to you. You saw something in that pirate guild that the rest of us missed, just like you did with little sis here. I just awoke from the most wondrous dream. I was a hero, just like you. I saved everyone who was lost and helped them find their way home. I tell you all about it tonight. What's tonight? Sleep over at your house. Now that we moved back to the mainland, I'm going to track down our caravan. Maybe we should open our own coffee wagon. For meantime, Roddy Tops can stick around here if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. I suppose I'll have to keep a close eye on these two. No one invited you. Time to hit the bricks. Where will you go? Poe and me, we're gonna search for answers. Maybe remember who we really are, get our lives back. Speaking of that, there was a surprising bit of like lore. Oh, that's just a really big fly. It was a surprising bit of lore when we entered the town of Lost Soul, where we found Roddy Tops's human form. Roddy Tops appears to have a head start thanks to you. Gave us a purpose again, Gil. Thanks for it. Come on, Poe. See you, coffee lady. And hey, Thomas, how's it going? See y'all later. You too, snack cakes. Me? Roddy's brothers seem a lot less scary than they used to. I should take off too. I've got lots of work to do. Can't wait to get started. That storm did a real number on this place. Good luck fixing the mayor's patio chair. Polo, the mayor's retreat is the other way. That boy. So this pirate master fellow was Risky's old boss, huh? Yep. My magic was the key to awakening that curse and bringing him back. It appears that it was also his undoing. Yeah, well, Risky had him figured out from the start, always one step ahead. I think she was just lucky. No one's that manipulative. Anyway, you got your magic back, right? Sure did. Half genie once again. I'm bursting with brand new ideas for my next dance moves. I'm glad to see your spirits up. I'm going to fetch Bolo. We'll talk again later. Things are finally starting to get back to normal. Uncle, I've been meaning to ask you, why did you have that Tinkerbat in your workshop? Oh, I've been conducting some experiments on the property's magic. I thought that perhaps the polarity of magic could be reversed, much like a magnet. Oh. You mean like some kind of dynamo? I figured there might be some way to restore your powers, but it looks like that you proved that theory on your own. Thank you for everything, Uncle, and I'm sorry for running off with Risky and not telling you. You're a handful, young woman. But you gave Risky Boots a chance that most folk never would. You may never become a full genie like your mother, but you're becoming more like her in far more important ways. She'll see it herself one day when you finally meet her. You think so, Uncle? I know so. Someday. Risky, I thought I'd find you here. Looks like your Tinkerbats are back to normal. They've got a lot of work to do. The Tinkertub will need serious upgrades before I can launch my next attack. You're kidding, right? Why are you here? Still trying to convince me to become a goody-goody like you? I was just hoping to ask you something. How did you know the dark magic would change? Oh, that. I didn't know. It was just a hunch. I figured if I gave you the lamp, you'd put it to good use, and when I heard about the dreams, I figured the magic must be yours. But you knew that I wouldn't destroy it. Somehow you knew that it would change. How could it not? With you sailing the seven seas doing good deeds for every hard luck case? I make it a point to know my enemies. I knew the Pirate Master would make a grab for the dark magic, and I knew you'd do the opposite of common sense and hand it over. Oh yeah, to save you. Exactly. Alright man, snap 2, we're shipping out. That doomsday device won't build itself. Watch your back, Grunt. You too. Oh, one more thing. Huh? Your mother. You're just like her. Only shorter. And more annoying. Smooth sailing. Oh. Seven Sirens is up next, chat. Don't go anywhere. That's where the tyrannical overlord in the email came from. Makes more sense now.
Heavy machine gun. Son of a bitch! Oh!
Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see what's behind us. I thought it would take a bit longer, though. If I'm being honest. Like, it's a lot less... Oh, pirate mode! Oh! Oh! And a wallpaper. Very nice. Oh, it probably does the same thing you have with Half Genie Hero, where you get different wallpapers based on how fast you complete it. But man, that was a really cool game. I really like the different approach to level design in general. Like from the get-go, it felt much more like I was playing a Metroidvania. Like it was still based around like stages, like selecting stages, but like the progression through it was less linear in its approach than you'd expect from a game like this. Like, to be fair, my only context is Half Genie Hero, which was a very A to B kind of game. But from that perspective, like, I really like the difference between the two, and also in how it feels. Like, this one is a lot more relentless as well in how it treats the players. There have been numerous moments where I got genuinely roadblocked from progressing through the game as a whole. But it's really cool. Like, I really like the more pixel arty feel of it. I'm hoping that kind of persists when we get to Risky's Revenge as well. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, I really like the presentation. The artwork is really well done. I also appreciate like the subtle differences in the design for each character, not just the outfits, but the way that the eyes are drawn and stuff like that. Like, I've been drawing a lot more recently, and ever since like I started playing Shantae games, I've been basically trying to study that art style as well, and it's been a lot of fun to just kind of see like, oh, I recognize this specific design from Half Genie Hero. Oh, this looks more like a Pirate's Curse design. Oh, this is more like Seven Sirens. I really like it that they can still, like, the most drastic ones are Risky's Revenge in the original. Like, the character design is very different than that. But I do really like that you can tell what game, what asset comes from what game in this. It makes like every Shantae feel incredibly fresh in contrast to like what potentially can happen with a series. Like, I had it with Castlevania, for instance, that while they introduced all these different mechanics throughout like the initial 4 games, it basically felt like the same game over and over again with small additions. And I don't have that feeling yet with the Shantae series, so like it's an incredibly fun game to play. The side quests were a bit less tedious than in Half Genie Hero. Like, Half Genie Hero had a lot of like collect X amount of this kind of stuff, and this one has a lot less of that. They basically just go like, okay, you got all the dark magic, here's the good ending. Full stop. And just the map design was fantastic. I really liked most of the islands, in particular the way that the desert island went about like setting things up. Because that was kind of like the first stage where it was like, oh, this is really different from what Half Genie Hero did, which basically put you in a stage and just had you go from A to B, and in the meantime you could find some extra stuff. Like, this had you running back and forth and trying to find like the right item to go back to town, maybe starting a side quest there, and then finding your way forward again. And then little by little you start to, much like in Half Genie Hero, you start to kind of piece together what the stage desires or what it needs for you to progress. And the more you start to unlock from the risky weapons, the more sense these like puzzles start to make as you find more pieces for it. And in that sense, it's a really cool, really solid game. The ending is such a difficulty spike, though. Like, the amount of precision required and the amount of stress I felt with that final ascent was surreal. Like, I was down to my last little HP heart by the time I got to the top, and it felt so stress-inducing. But yeah, it's a great game. I really enjoyed this. I think I enjoyed this a little bit more than Half Genie Hero, but I feel like that's mostly because of its creative approach. Where I feel like Half Genie Hero is a great baseline and a phenomenal entry into the series because of the amount of content that it has. This one kind of does more with the idea, if that makes sense. Like, it's more fleshed out in that regard. Maybe it's because this was the game that they initially set out to develop, so these two were sort of developed alongside each other. And like, maybe it was because this was more the focus, and they tried something new with the other ones, with Half Genie Hero. There you go. So I'm told that Seven Sirens is a bit of a mixed bag by contrast, but I'm really excited to try this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys my rating. I'm going to add it to the dock, and I'm going to go to the start screen to introduce you guys to the new... Hang on. Sorry about that. I very suddenly had a very angry Worf next to my chair. I had to check what was going on. Shantae and the Pirates. Curse. And again, thank you all so much for making it possible for me to actually set this project in motion. It's been a real treat to go through this series, and it's really been in a weird way a rejuvenating experience to kind of step away from like the super long playthroughs and just kind of play some really snappy and fun games. So thank you all so much for making it possible through supporting on Coffee and just kind of making these playthroughs possible. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hop on over. Did I give the rating yet? So chat sends this game home with an 8 out of 10, and I'm gonna send it home with an 8.5 out of 10. I still think there's like room to grow, in the sense that like it's a really good game, but because of the difficulty spikes being very sudden and inconsistent, it feels a bit how to put this? It just feels a bit inconsistent in what it wants the player to be able to achieve, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it's a better game overall than Half Genie Hero, which I already really enjoy. But I do think it needs a bit more consistency on the difficulty side to... Like, you can increase to that point, but you need to gradually build that up. Like, a good example would be Puppeteer with the... If I need like a direct comparison for what I mean, in Puppeteer, you start unlocking more mechanics, and as you do, all the cinematic finishers you do on bosses, which are quick time events, get more complicated as a result. So when you start out and you only have a jump and an attack, all you have to do is press X or square. But as soon as you get the grapple hook, that adds the triangle button. As soon as you get the bomb, you add the circle button. As soon as you get the guard, you add the L1, etc. So it really adds like a lot to gradually increase that. It makes the transition to the more difficult parts more comfortable, and I feel like this game sort of spikes a couple of times. You know, like one of those heart rate monitors, like the flat is the baseline for it, and then every once in a while we'll just go beep. And like that beep is a massive difficulty spike, primarily towards like the latter third of the game. Like there are parts of these stages that are just really difficult to get through. And I do like the challenge. Like if Seven Sirens is gonna throw as much at me as Pirate's Curse does, I'm gonna be very happy. But with that said though, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, fantastic experience. And I'm gonna send it home with an 8.5 out of 10. And we're gonna be switching to Seven Sirens, so I'm gonna go to the home screen. I'll see y'all in just a bit while we set this up.